Hi everyone, Wendy again, and going through some of the exercises, just sharing with you some of the exercises from You Are a Human Living or Having a Being Experience. And so this week's short podcast is about why experiences come to us and the good or the bad or, whatever we are experiencing. Spiritually, there isn't either good or bad, because what they come to us for is to help us evolve. So here we go. Bad experiences, and many of us have had them either in our past or even going through it currently. And so as a human, I always think, why do children suffer? Why do vulnerable people suffer? The guy upstairs must have a perverted sense of humor or something. I don't know. That's wrong. It shouldn't happen. All this, starving when there's so many resources out there. People don't need to be starving when people are holding wealth and that they will never ever need. So that's my human. I can't understand it. Take a deep breath. And here's what my soul and my spiritual team said in response to my question about that. And so they've said to me, we have those experiences, or we see those experiences, or they come to us for 4 reasons. One is for soul growth. That's soul growth is about teaching us about compassion, strength, forgiveness, patience, or love. Those things that in the heat of the moment, in the twist of fate, in our tortured memories that are screwing us up. It's about taking that breath and stepping back and going, what is this teaching me? The second reason is that to remember who we truly are. And so if we have to face fear, it helps us to remember courage. If we are in a dark night of the soul, something is so bad happening to us, it helps us to seek the light. And if we're in pain, it teaches us to help to find and long for peace. So the third reason my guides tell me is that because Earth is a realm of duality and that there's polarities, there's the light and the shadow, there's joy and there's sorrow. And they're not meant to be tools for punishing us, they are tools to help us awaken. And so they become much more traumatic and severe when we keep hold of them. We're clinging and resisting, we're holding on to wounds, and we don't let it go. Because if it's trauma, for example, if we are holding on to trauma, the only person it's affecting is us. It blocks us from achieving and meeting our soul. And it doesn't hurt the other person. It doesn't make any difference. Most of the time, they don't even know the way we're feeling about the trauma that they've inflicted on us. So it's our responsibility and role to be able to let it go. And so, going back to that example where my human form said, why are vulnerable children hurt, vulnerable families hurt? It's because it's really asking us to look at our response to that as a situation. Do we sit here and go, well, blame the government? The government's not helping these people, and they shouldn't, or those people shouldn't be having drug and alcohol issues, or they, point the finger and judgment doesn't help anybody. And so it's trying to move past that lower frequency vibration, that human question about, why, and them, and that, and move past that to a higher frequency of what can I do, what part of it can I play in that. And Rumi, who's a beautiful scholar and philosopher, says that the wound is the place where the light enters you. So if you remember, if you have wounds, if you have trauma, let it enter you. Let the light come into you. Break it wide open and release it is really what it is about. So I want you to write freely. Write this down and write this as an activity then. Okay, so here it is. If I look at this experience through the eyes of my soul, not your humanness, your soul, what might I be learning? What part of me is being asked to grow, release, or awaken? How might this be guiding me back to my true soul? So take an example. It could be a traumatic experience from your childhood, it could be something that's going on for you now, and answer those questions. If you look at the experience through the eyes of your soul, what might I be learning? What part of me is asking to grow, release, or awaken? And how might this be guiding me back to my true soul? Lovely, eh? That's I didn't make that up. That's my angels and their geniuses. Anyway, enjoy, and as soon as I learn how to upload a PDF onto my website, www.drwendygillespie.com/resources, it'll be available for you to download as a whole PDF. All right, thanks. Take care, everyone. Bye.